So, why do I think Rappa is actually going to overpower Firefly in 3.0 and going forward? We're gonna talk about this list of leaks, which is only mechanical leaks, no story leaks, no nothing, right? Just the way that the game is about to change and why Rappa and other erudition characters are gonna start to get a lot of value. Not only erudition though, but a lot of value in general. I'm going to talk about this right now, right? So, the most important thing, as you guys can see right here, is that in 3.0, in 3.x, right? 3.0 going forward, we're going to have 2 rows of enemies, right? So we can have up to 5 enemies, right? In a row. But now we're going to have up to 10, right? Because we're going to have 5 behind of them, right? So it's going to change a lot because before we had a wave of 5, then a wave of 5, then a wave of 5, then a wave of 5, right? Or a wave of 3, then a wave of 3, then a wave of 3, right? Or a wave of 5, then a wave of 3, or a wave of 5, then a boss. Now, starting on 3.0 and going forward, we can actually have 2 rows, right? As you can see by my fingers here. And what that makes is increasing the value of characters who can attack all the enemies, right? And in here we have a perfect description on how that works, right? So for bounce, it seems that all current bounce attacks can hit both rows of enemies. So characters like, for example, the HMC, right? Like Asta, right? And other characters that have bounce in their skills, ultimates, and attacks are going to actually be able to hit not only the 5 enemies here in front, but also the 5 enemies here at the back, right? For Blast, although the option includes both rows of enemies does exist, currently no character takes advantage of this. So no attack that has Blast has the possibility of attacking simultaneously both waves of enemies, right? Either A, they haven't implemented it in old characters yet, which is a possibility, and if they do, those Blast characters are gonna get a lot of more usage starting 3.0 and going forward, or the current, which I would argue is more likely in a lot of ways, knowing how Hoyo operates, is that current Blast characters are gonna get fucked over, and then we're gonna have new characters which have the Blast attack, and that they will be able to indeed attack both rows. Why do I think this haven't been implemented yet? Because 2.7 is the next patch. After 2.7, as many of y'all know, the rumors on the street is that after 2.7 we're going straight to 3.0, right? And they still haven't implemented that, and they don't really got that much longer, do they? They probably have, what, 3 months at max to do that? So yeah, but here is the sauce, the last line, right? And it says, for anything that states all enemies, as the wording states, they hit all enemies, so both rows, right? And as you guys know, sure, Firefly attacks characters, of course, right? Everyone attack character, but as you guys can see, here is a single target attack, right? And in here, a single target attack, right? Her kit is, I would argue, highly based on attacking single target or adjacent enemies, right? Because her enhanced skill actually does attack adjacent enemies. So we're talking 3 enemies max, right? Rappa, though, as the newest Super Break character that has come out, whenever she ults and she enhances her basic attack, sure, her the 2 first attacks of her only actually attack the main enemy and 2 adjacent to it, right? So maybe the middle enemy and the 2 on their sides, or maybe the middle enemy on the back row and 2 on their sides. But her third hit actually attacks all enemies, right? So she's gonna be the first Super Break character that is going to actually be able to attack up to all 10 enemies, right? And that means that starting on 3.0, Rappa is actually going to have a lot more value. And yes, that could also mean that Argenti is gonna have a new shine, right? A new breath of fresh air. Yes, that could mean that maybe Jade is gonna get a breath of fresh air, just like many erudition characters that were always considered as a worse option, right? Because to begin with, they didn't used to have that many enemies on the game, right? Up to 5, and a bunch of characters usually can attack up to 3. So that was already good enough. But now we're talking about having up to 10 enemies, right? So now being able to attack 3 characters versus being able to attack 10 characters makes a lot of difference, right? Imagine if in MOC we start getting 2 rows of characters, or even in Apocalyptic Shadow, if there's a boss here behind, right? Let me make the finger higher so y'all can see. There's a boss here behind, but then there's a full row on front with maybe summons. Who knows? The new mechanic coming in 3.0, summons, or just normal mobs, right? Who the fuck knows? So this is going to allow erudition characters and other characters that have bounce, or maybe characters who aren't even erudition, but they have in their description of their attacks that they attack all enemies. They're gonna have a much bigger potential on 3.0 and going forward. And that is why I think that Rappa is going to provide a lot more value inside the super break comps, right? Because boot heal is single target as fuck. Firefly does hit 3 enemies consistently, right? Because she's basically always ulted and then 3 enemies, 3 enemies, 3 enemies, 3 enemies. But Rappa also ults consistently, and her third attack of the ult, which I would argue is the strongest hit, right? Is the strongest punch, actually can attack all 10 enemies, right? So that would mean that Rappa actually has a lot more value as a character, especially inside the super break meta, right? And sure, Argenti maybe is gonna get a breath of fresh air, Jade, all the other edition characters, all the characters that have bounce mechanics, right? Or all the other characters that maybe aren't erudition but have all enemies on the description of their attacks. So this is a big shift on gameplay and how teams are going to behave and be tiered and be meta or not based on how they utilize those both roles on the end game content, right? Because in the story, let's be honest, a good team, well built, can clear all the story with eyes closed, fucking auto, no one cares, right? But if you're talking about pure fiction with 2 roles, MOC with 2 roles, Apocalyptic Shadow even maybe, who the fuck knows, with 2 rows of enemies, right? Maybe a boss here behind and mobs here on front. Maybe the erudition stocks are going higher and higher and higher. So really think about if you guys are going to skip Rappa, because she could be the 3.0 and going forward super break DPS, right? What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? What do you guys think of this little theory crafting, right? These game theories that we're doing here. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys think that even with this being stated here, Rappa is still not good enough to be worth your pulse, especially with Sunday and Tingyan, Fugue, whatever, around the corner? Do you guys think Rappa is still mid? Is still a skipa, right? Or do you guys think that now, taking this in consideration, Rappa might actually be a hidden gem, right? Just like the community thought that, for example, Robin was a skip, and actually she was a hidden gem, right? And many other characters in the story of HSR. So yeah, leave it down in the comments. What do you guys think? Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on my Twitch. I do stream every day on my Twitch and Discord. And if you guys want to talk anime, games, tech, drama, react, whatever the fuck it is, you guys are more than welcome to join my Discord. It's also on the description. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Bye-bye.